Hey guys, welcome back to The Dent Life. My name is Komal and in this video I'm going to be talking about money. So, how much does it actually cost to become a dentist in England? So, the reason I'm going to be talking about England is because that is my experience, and I know in other places in the UK, such as Scotland, it's a little bit different, and I don't know much about that, so I'm not going to spread fake news. Also, I'm not sure about what the fees for international students are. I know that they're a lot and they vary from different courses and different universities, so I'm going to keep it simple and basically just talk about England and what it cost me to become a dentist. And yeah, if you want to know more, then just do your own research. There's loads of resources online and I will put a link below in my description if you want to find out more about how much it costs to be a dentist and you're not from England. So I want to start off by saying that studying in England is not cheap. It used to be. It actually used to be free. I think at one point you actually were paid to study at university, and then it was free, then it was £3,000, now it's like £9,000 a year. So basically it's just very, very expensive. And I know that it's actually even more expensive for international students, and countries like America, oh gosh, I don't even know how you guys pay for your university fees, but I will be complaining throughout this video about how expensive university is, but that is just my experience in England, and I appreciate that it is definitely more expensive in other places, and that I'm quite lucky because I do get student finance and I get a bit of help to actually pay for university, but nevertheless it is still expensive because education should just be free, in my opinion. But yeah, let's get to it. So in the UK, currently university fees are £9,250 per year, so including for dentistry. Dentistry is a 5-year course usually, so if we times that together, we get a total of £46,250. Now, luckily in the UK, the NHS pay for your final year if you're doing medicine or dentistry, so we can minus 9,250 away from that, and that gives us a total of £37,000, and that is how much it costs to pay for your tuition fees. So then you have something called maintenance loans. So again, for 5th years, the NHS actually contribute to that. I can't remember how much it is, but it's not that much. So if you don't think it's enough, you can apply to Student Finance England and they can lend you a little bit more money. So I will put an image over here that I got from Student Finance, and that will tell you how much they can lend you if you're becoming a doctor or a dentist. And the amount that the NHS give you in your 5th year, I can't actually remember, but I don't think it's very much, so, and it probably changes every year. So if you want to find out more about that, then just do your own research. I'll put some links down below in the description. So then let's cover accommodation. So in 1st year, I stayed in student accommodation, which is basically a bunch of flats that students live in, and it's part of the university accommodation. So in my 1st year, my contract was £135 per week, and that was for 42 weeks. So the total of that is £5,670. And then I moved into a house in 2nd year, and I stayed in the same house in 3rd year. So the contract for that was £95 per week, and that was for 49 weeks. Usually houses are a little bit longer. And the total for that is £4,655. So because I stayed there twice, I'm going to add another 4,655, and this was 3rd year. And then in 4th year, I lived in halls again because I moved from Plymouth to Truro, and that was £107 per week, and that was for 44 weeks. So the total of that is about £4,708.62. That's what I worked out. And in 5th year, I was in a house again, so the rent for that was £100 a week times 46 weeks. That was 4, so that is 4,600. Well, I was about to say 1,000, but it wasn't that expensive. And that gives us a grand total of £24,288 for accommodation over the 5 years. It's not too bad actually. So the average for that for accommodation is £4,858 per year. And if you do take out a student loan, the maintenance loan you get is about £4,000 to £9,000 depending on your parents' income. So that leaves you with either around minus £500, or you can be lucky enough to get about plus £4,000 left over after paying your rent. They basically calculate it depending on your parents' income and things like that, so it can range a lot, and mine has changed from the years depending on my parents' incomes. So of course the cost varies depending on where you live. So I lived in Plymouth for most of these years. In fourth year I lived in Truro, so this is the cost of living in Plymouth. When I went to UCL, I stayed in Victoria in London, and the rent per week was about £200 a week. So that was very, very, very expensive, but then I got a bigger student loan because of that. So that is how it works. So I can't actually remember how much maintenance loan I got, but let's say I got £6,000 a year for that. Most of it went to my rent. As you can see, it was an average of £4,858. So I had about £1,000 left over from student finance, and I was lucky enough to get weekly pocket money from my parents. And if you don't have that, then there are grants and bursaries that you can apply for. A grant and bursary is something you don't have to pay back, unlike maintenance loan and tuition loan. So anyway, times that by 5 years, and that is about £30,000. So if we add together my tuition loan plus my maintenance loan, that gives us a total of £67,000 to study in England to become a dentist. And that isn't counting the money that I got from my parents, which was quite a lot of money, but this is the money that I have to pay back to Student Finance England. Now I'll try and explain how to pay this back, but I literally have no idea, so I will try to explain how you pay this back, but I actually really don't know. So basically, once you finish your course, you have to start repaying your loan as soon as you start earning. If you earn anything over £25,000 per year, so your salary is over £25,000, then you have to start paying a percentage of that back to Student Finance England. And that means in my case, I'm going to start paying that back straight away as soon as I start working, because my salary will be above 25k. And if you want to know more about my salary, then stay tuned, because I'm going to be making a video about that as well. So let's say you're on more than 25,000. Then you need to start paying at least 9% of your salary per month back. So I don't even know what 9% of 25,000 is, but depending on your salary, you pay 9% of that back per month to Student Finance England, and that includes interest in your loan. So you're not just paying back the 67,000, you're actually paying interest on top of that. It's the new system. It didn't used to be like this. It used to be just a loan, and before that it was even simpler. It was just, you didn't have to pay to go to university, and before that you got paid to actually go to university. So just it's just sad that we're in this situation, but yeah, you pay back 9% a month, and then up to 30 years. So I think it will actually take me about 30 years to pay back £67,000, and that means if I don't pay back the 67,000 plus interest, after 30 years, my debt will be wiped out. So that's what I'm kind of relying on. It's basically costing me £67,000 to become a dentist, and that's not including interest. However, I think in my case in dentistry, you actually kind of get what you pay for. So we're paying a lot of money a year, and we actually get like clinical experience. We get to use really good facilities, and things like phantom heads cost a lot of money. Things like those dental materials, like all the top high range ones that you get at university, you don't really get those in practice. So it actually is worth it for some courses like dentistry. So I'm not complaining that much, but like I said before, it did used to be different, so that is why I'm in a little bit of a complaining mood. But anyway, seriously, it's out of my scope to actually describe how the interest and repayments work, but again, if there is a video or resource, I will link that below and you can watch that. But yeah, that was just a brief overview of how much it actually costs to become a dentist in England, and my heart really goes out to those people, like international students, people studying in other countries that don't even have things like student finance. And I know I complained a lot in this video, but honestly it is a really good thing that we have things like that to help us. So yeah, I hope you found this video interesting and educational. When I was starting university, I literally had no idea how much university costs, apart from I knew what the tuition fee was, but I didn't know about accommodation. I didn't know how much accommodation costs. I didn't know how you kind of apply for student finance and how you repay the loans. Like, I still don't know how that works. But yeah, I hope you found this helpful. If you'd like to see more videos like this, then let me know, comment below, like the video, subscribe, email me if you have any questions, and I'll be happy to reply to those. And thank you for watching.